Most travelers assume that if they bought a ticket, arrived early and followed the basics, boarding the plane is guaranteed. In 2026, that assumption is no longer safe. Airports around the world have quietly updated how rules are enforced, how documents are checked, and how passengers are screened. Many of these changes are not announced clearly. Some are enforced inconsistently, others depend on airline policy, destination country, or even how a traveler behaves at the airport. Today, we are going through the airport rules in 2026 that can cause travelers to be denied boarding, even when they believe they have done nothing wrong. This is not about panic, this is about preparation. Let's start with one of the most common causes of denial in 2026. Document checks are stricter than before. In 2026, airlines are under increased responsibility to verify documents before allowing passengers to board. This includes passports, visas, transit requirements, and return travel proof. If an airline boards a passenger who is later refused entry, the airline can be fined and required to transport that passenger back at their own cost. Because of this, airlines are now more cautious at the gate. Passengers are being denied boarding due to passports that expire too soon for destination rules, damaged or worn passports, missing transit visas, or return tickets that do not meet entry requirements. Even if your passport is technically valid, airlines may refuse boarding if it does not meet destination-specific rules. This happens more often on international routes and connecting flights. Carry-on compliance is enforced earlier. In previous years, some carry-on issues were handled at security or at the gate. In 2026, many airlines now enforce carry-on rules before boarding begins. This includes size limits, weight limits, and the number of allowed items. Passengers are increasingly denied boarding when carry-on bags exceed limits, personal items are larger than allowed, or passengers attempt to combine items at the gate. Airlines are stricter because overhead space is limited and delays cost money. If a bag does not comply and the passenger cannot resolve it quickly, boarding can be denied. Behavior matters more than people realize. Airports in 2026 rely heavily on behavioral observation, especially in busy terminals. This does not mean innocent people are targeted. It means that certain behaviors cause delays, secondary checks, or closer inspection. So, there are a few examples that can get passengers denied boarding. These include, ignoring instructions, arguing with staff, appearing rushed or even aggressive, and, repeatedly changing lines or gates. In 2026, security systems actually use layered screening. Some passengers are selected for additional checks based on things like travel patterns, booking details, or sometimes just random selection. If a traveler delays screening, misses final boarding calls, or is held for secondary inspection, the airline may close the gate before they arrive. Gate closure is final in many airports, and honestly, just being present in the terminal does not guarantee boarding. So, a lot of travelers just assume that staff will make exceptions for them. But, honestly, boarding decisions are almost always governed by airline policy, safety rules, and, time constraints. Common reasons passengers are denied boarding include things like late arrival to the gate, non-compliant luggage, documentation uncertainty, or even just refusing to follow crew instructions. In 2026, airlines are even less flexible than before because flights are tightly scheduled and, the penalties for delays are higher than ever. One of the biggest mistakes travelers make is just assuming airport rules are the same everywhere. But in 2026, entry requirements really do vary widely. Transit rules have increased, and airlines enforce destination rules pretty strictly. A passenger cleared at departure, security can still be denied boarding by the airline if destination entry rules are unclear or, just not met. This is especially common with multi-leg journeys, visa on arrival misunderstandings, or those return ticket requirements that catch people off guard. Senior travelers face additional document checks. They are not targeted unfairly, but honestly, they are often affected by documentation misunderstandings. Common issues include things like expired passports that are assumed to be valid, outdated travel knowledge, or assistance requests that just weren't pre-booked. Airlines do require advance notice for certain assistance services, and without proper booking, boarding may be delayed or even denied. Being denied boarding in 2026 is rarely about one big mistake. It's usually the result of small misunderstandings, outdated assumptions, or those quiet rule changes that slip by unnoticed. The safest travelers out there aren't always the most experienced ones, they're actually the most prepared. In future videos, we'll break down specific rules, common mistakes, and those hidden triggers so you can travel with confidence and clarity.